Floating bodies, part 2. In the first activity, we have discussed the relative density of solid objects. We can also find the relative density of liquids. For this, we need to find weight of the fixed volume of liquid and the weight of equal volume of water. Formula for relative density of liquid equals to weight of the liquid by weight of the same volume of water. Here, mass equals to weight. Relative density has no units because relative density is a ratio of the densities of a material and water. Lab activity 2. Aim to find the relative density of milk and groundnut oil. Required material: small bottle of 50 ml capacity, electronic weighing machine, milk and groundnut oil. Procedure: calculate the weight of each liquid by subtracting the weight of the empty bottle. Calculate the relative density of each liquid by comparing the weight of the liquid with the weight of the same volume of water and record the values. Children, watch the video carefully to find the answers for the following questions. First one, which liquid will float on top if groundnut oil is poured over water? The answer is groundnut oil. Does candle wax float on oil? The answer is yes. Wax floats on oil. If we mix some water and milk, will the relative density of the mixture be less than or more than the relative density of milk? We can use a simple instrument to find this out. It is called lactometer. It is used to test whether water is added to milk or not. We can also use a similar instrument called hydrometer or densitometer to find out the density of any liquid. Making of lactometer. For this, we use boiling tube, empty ball pen refill with metal point, milk and water. We start the procedure by filling water in boiling tube. Put the refill in with a metallic point inside the water. Children, did the refill sink completely or is some part above the water surface? Use a pen or a marker to mark the point on the refill to show the part which is above the water surface. Second, we take milk in tube. Put the refill and mark the second mark. Third, pour the mixture of milk and water in the boiling tube. Put the third mark. Now we are able to test whether water is added to milk or not by using this lactometer. We will now repeat a activity which we have performed in the previous video to find assumptions of relative density. Pour water in a bowl. Materials required: iron nails, rubber cork, glass marble, plastic balls, bottle cap and eraser. Now drop the materials into water and observe which one floats and which one sinks. We notice that the substances with a relative density greater than 1 sink in water. But we observed some of the substances with a relative density greater than 1 sometimes float on water, because it depends not only on relative density, which have some other factors. So, we have to compare the weight of water displaced by it with the weight of the substance. Perform this experiment with several other substances that float or sink. Things that float could include a plastic ball, a steel container, a fruit that floats, and a fruit that sinks. In each case, check whether the weight of the water displaced is less than, equal to, or more than the weight of the substance. Note your observations in the table 4. The special property of floating substances that you identified in this activity was first discovered by Archimedes.